Sisters Press, and we're here now we're live. Hi, everybody. We're live. Gotta love technology. I'm Cindi Peterson of Texas Sisters Press, and Lydia Mann over here is the other sister of Texas Sisters Press. And we're here celebrating tonight the launch for Diann Floyd Boehm's A Time to Fly. So congratulations, Diann.
Thank you.
During this time tonight, we will be sharing about each of the people that are here today. Some of them are authors. There's an illustrator down there, and we'll have another one jumping in here in a little bit. During that time, all you have to do is comment to be entered into the wheel of names, and at the end, we will spin it for some prizes. Each author is bringing something with them to give away. Lyd, take it away.
Yeah, hey, I'm Lydia Mann, and super excited to be here tonight with Diann and Bob and Cindi and Nancy and CJ. Diann and Nancy teamed up for a beautiful book called A Time to Fly. It is just, I was blessed to be able to do the formatting of the book. So it was really fun to work with these ladies. They had such a beautiful creative vision for this book. And it has such a great message about, you know, leaving the nest. and you know, sometimes it works with kids, and sometimes, you know, you can give it to your college student who wants to move back in your house or whatever. It's a time to fly, child. It's a time to fly. Or like me and CJ, who kept coming back, you know, we kept coming back to the nest. It's like,
please.
But no, we're super excited and super excited to be here with Bob May. Bob has a wonderful little book called The Scary Storm. And he's got some other great books, the Bobtail Chronicles. And Cindy's got her wonderful Sandy Boy adventure books. And in fact, Secret, we're working on one right now. And just finished the first layout for that, and so super excited to be working with her on that one. So just a very talented group of people tonight. So you know, like I said, super excited to be here to celebrate Diann and Nancy's big launch. So why don't we all take just a super quick minute just to say hi, and this is who I am, and you know, these are the kind of books I work on. Or Nancy, you can tell us about the kind of artwork that you do, because you're not just a children's book illustrator. You do all kinds of cool and fun stuff. So Diann, why don't you kick us off? Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Thanks for everybody for joining in, and thank you everyone who helped to make this book possible. So I'm Diann Floyd Boehm, a children's author and a young historical fiction author as well. And tonight I'm so excited to have this book launch, A Time to Fly. I live in Austin, Texas, and I've been a storyteller all my life. So there's a little soundbite so far. And I'm really blessed to have Nancy be the illustrator.
Awesome. Well, let's jump over to Nancy real quick. Nancy, tell us just a little bit about you.
Well, I am drawing all the time, and that led me to a job as art director at the Girls' School of Austin, where I have the privilege of drawing all the time and teaching children. And I really, really love to take an idea and run with it. And that's what Diann has done with this book. So thank you, Diann.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So let's jump over to Bob May. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I grew up in Lake Jackson, Texas, and I wrote my first book when I was about 40 or so. My son was a little kid, and I wrote bedtime stories. So I wrote two, and then I got elected, and I was on the district bench for 20 years and a little bit more. And then I wrote a book this year, actually, The Scary Storm, with Big Bunny and Little Bunny, that was motivated by my now 3.5-year-old granddaughter. And so that's pretty much, I'm an Aggie and retired judge. I live in near Brentwood, Tennessee.
All right. Miss Cindi, what about you?
Well, I live up north. I'm in Kennebunk, Maine. And so just happy to be part of the Texas group, but up here in Maine. And about 5 years ago, I got my wonderful horse, Sandy Boy, when I turned 70, and decided that that was a fun thing to do. And we've had a wonderful time in semi-retirement, the two of us. And then getting to know him and taking a look around at what's going on in the world with children, decided that Sandy Boy would have some nice messages to help kids go through issues in their lives. And so it's been really fun to have Sandy Boy write these stories with me. And we're excited to have our third one coming out this fall.
Yep. Super excited. Super excited. So, CJ, are you ready to talk, or are you still doing technical stuff?
Sure, why not? I'm CJ Peterson, and I'm one of the Sisters of Texas Sisters Press. And my little guys are Chief and Sarge. I was an accidental children's author. We'll get into more of that later. But I do Chief and Sarge adventures, those real life adventures, as well as other adventures. But I'm also a big people book writer. I have 16 novels. 17th one is coming out shortly. So, Lyd, what about you?
Well, I'm Lydia Mann. I publish under LM Mann, and I write for the little kids set, illustrated children's books, and then I also write for sort of that 5th, 6th, 7th grade level, which they tend to call middle grade. And, you know, just always been a storyteller, you know, love it, love it, love it. I'm living my dream in Central Texas, near I guess the nearest big town is Mahia, Texas. That's big. I guess the next biggest
big town.
Maher. Yeah, if you're originally from Mahia, you pronounce it Maher. And the next biggest town is Waco. So loving living a farm life and writing books and raising cattle and, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. So and getting to publish books with my sister. So it's super cool. Mm-hmm. So CJ,
yes, ma'am.
Tell me what we need to do.
We're going to take a little bit of time to talk to each one, and we're going to talk about which prizes they're going to be giving away. In the meantime, again, all you have to do is comment, and when you comment, you're entered into the wheel of names, and at the end, we'll spin to see who gets all of these lovely prizes that are going to be coming out.
Yay.
So,
all right, well,
I have to leave early, so we'll go ahead.
You
and me. So if you want to start with me, and I'll do you.
Okay, well, let's start interviewing CJ real quick, and so she doesn't have to interview herself at the end. So,
you laugh, but
you know, we adapt and overcome here at Texas Sisters Press. So if we have to interview ourselves, we will. But anyway, it's so much easier when you have somebody ask you questions. So CJ, you mentioned Chief and Sarge, and how that you kind of became an accidental children's author, which is a fun story. So tell that story.
Well, I am a big people author. Like I said, I have 16 novels. One is coming out in September. Before I have the launch date for that one. And I have certain books that are on sale. You can find all of those on cjpetersonwrites.com. But we're here talking about children's books. So Chief and Sarge, I collect monkeys. As a matter of fact, they're literally all over the house. If you come to the house, there's like 30 some on a banister in front of my office. So they're everywhere. And so when we went to Camp Pendleton, my husband's retired Navy senior chief, we picked up a USMC monkey, a little USMC creature. And because Trevor was 20 of 24 years, 4.5 years with the Marines, we named him Sarge in honor of the Marines. And then after a little while, we're like, well, you know, he kind of does need a brother. So we ended up getting Chief after Trevor was a Navy senior chief. So in honor of him. And basically, these little guys go into places that kids would love to go into, but they can't get into. And so on their website page, there's tons of pictures of them getting, you know, they're just like the counterpoint parts. Sarge is a naughty little monkey, and Chief is always trying to keep him out of trouble, but usually ends up joining him in the trouble. So I have 2 books out. The first one is Cruising by Chief and Sarge. It's won 2 awards, a 3rd place in North Texas Book Festival in 2021, and 1st place for Best Children's Travel in 2021. And then their newest release, which is Chief and Sarge: A Day at the Races, A Lesson in Friendship. I changed over illustrators. This one actually just won the international award called the Purple Dragonfly Award. So we're super excited about them. And I will be giving away a paperback of each of these for my winner. So
Yay.
I think I covered it.
Okay.
Did I cover it all?
I think you did. You did good.
And congratulations on the Dragonfly Award. That's huge.
Thank
That's
you.
really
And Diann, super excited for you. So excited. It's a beautiful book.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that we're able to share that and that you went through us with that book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying yes. It wouldn't be as beautiful if it hadn't been for Nancy. So I can't wait till we interview her and let her share her expertise and wisdom and beauty.
Definitely. Before we do so, though, again, I have to do is comment. Congratulations, hi, whatever. We'll be entering you into the wheel of names. We're spinning them all at the end of the hour to figure out who's going to be getting what prizes. So, Miss Lyd, we're going to bring you up next. Lydia Mann is children's author for big, little, and middle grade readers.
Yes. Well, I was, I've always been a storyteller, always been a reader. Our mom was a 6th grade teacher. And so, we just came by it naturally that we have a love of stories and reading and books. And
basically saying that we're good at making stuff up.
yeah. And I was in the video business and still am in the video business. But I've been doing that for over 30 years. And I think for the sort of my years of my 20s, I focused a lot of my creative intention on, video and film and editing and all of that stuff. And so it really wasn't until a little bit later in life, CJ published her first book, and she was like, you remember that story, The Nightmare King? You really need to rewrite that and publish that. And so, Baby Sister sort of paved the trail on that one. So I followed in her footsteps and published The Nightmare King. So that was my first middle grade fantasy. And I love that book. And I promise that there are sequels coming at some point. Life has gotten in the way. And so in the meantime, also, I've published some children's books, some illustrated children's books. I'm going to be giving away one of these tonight. It's a collection of the little stories. I also have The Nightmare King. During COVID, whenever the world shut down, I was very blessed to work with a Broadway actress. Her name is Tess Primack, and she is fabulous. And she actually did the audiobook for me of The Nightmare King. So you have a choice tonight of you can get the audio version of The Nightmare King, or you can get one of the collection of stories. And so, just the rest is history. I love working with kids. I love getting to talk to groups of kids, either at schools or libraries or summer camp or whatever. I also have a book, the first in a series, Magic Cats, a Ramses and Tat adventure. This is a book very close to my heart because the caricatures of the mom and dad, can you see them? Are based on our mom and dad, who are not with us anymore. So, so that's a super exciting one, and that got a Purple Dragonfly Award last year, and so yeah, so we're super excited about that. And Diann, we'll get to this for you, but you got a Story Monsters Inc. award for one of your previous books, and so we'll talk about that in a minute. But congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's just super exciting to see, this community of authors that, we all support each other. We all celebrate each other's successes. And I think authors and illustrators are some of the nicest, coolest people on the planet. And, I'm just glad to be a part of it. So, and you can find out all the stuff about me and see pictures of my animals and, find out where CJ and I are going to show up and all that at my website, mannwrites.com. We also have a sci-fi convention that we're going to be at later on in the month, Comic Conroe. So check that out either on my website or CJ's website, and you can find out more details. So.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
So we've been able to add some more to the list. So just so you guys know, the new ones that have come in, all you have to do is comment and you'll be entered into the wheel of names, which is starting to grow. So super excited. Lots of congratulations from Miss Diann. So we're going to move on to, I know that Lyd needs to go. So Lyd, whenever you need to, just make sure to wave off.
Yeah. I'll
so
hang out for a few more minutes.
the
so.
little readers are Granny and what's the other one?
Oh, I've got the first collection has Derek Goes Exploring and Where Did Bobby Go and Billy Likes to Count, which is a counting book, so kids can work on counting in colors. The second collection is got Go Granny Go and Granny Loves Cats. And Granny Loves Cats is also a counting book, and my friend looked when I was working on it, said that I was writing my future because Granny kept collecting cats, and that's going to be me. That is my goal in life.
You were
I want to be
cat away from being the crazy cat lady.
I want to be the crazy cat lady. Yes, it's a good goal to have.
Awesome. Well, Natrix, you're
Hey,
tiny.
I'm here. Hey, everybody.
Yay.
Hello. Hey.
Natrix, if you could take like 2 seconds, just because we've already done the brief introductions, and then we'll
Yes.
jump into some other interviews. Who are you? And
I am Natrix, the author, the creator of the Peanut Butter and Jam series of children's books for ages 3 to 10 years old. I currently have 9 books out. I have what else? What did I just say? I had a brain for it because I've had a very busy day today.
now having some AC issues.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So my line, one of my lines that are inside the wall with the 90-degree angle that's running from one floor to another floor to another floor, it was clogged. So everything was leaking. It was a whole big thing, and so we put some bubble gum and tape together. So we've got some things moving. So that's why I'm running late. Apologies, everybody. Hey, everybody, how you doing?
It's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no, thank you for the invite. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to talk first to Miss Nancy Hoover, who is the amazing illustrator in A Time to Fly. Diann, can you show us the book?
Yes. And Nancy, yours is on the way.
Nice.
Oh, good.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
I'm going to flip through a couple of them. Nancy, tell us the story of how she connected with you and how you ended up illustrating.
Well, I think, Diann, we've known each other for what, 10, 15 years?
Yes, we've gone through a lot together.
20, maybe even 20 years. So Diann has been a great supporter of my work. And when I started teaching, I sort of backed off more on the studio shows and exhibits and didn't do those as much. But I was still accepting commissions. And my style is realistic, I guess you would call it. And the thing, just going right to Time to Fly, the book, the thing that inspired me was to not go the cartoon route with it, but rather try to make nice watercolor illustrations in ink where it looks like what it's supposed to look like, but has an artistic flair to it. I'm not a digital artist, and I have played around with it, and I always go back to, what comes out of the hand through the head and the heart. And so that's where those illustrations came from. And I hopefully developed the personality of this little bird that just didn't want to leave the nest, and the family life around it, and tried to be true to Diann's actual photos of where she lived at the time and where the nest was, with artistic license, of course.
Awesome. They're beautiful. So how long have you been an artist?
All my life.
Awesome.
Yes. So, I've been drawing since I could hold a crayon. And the first thing I drew was a frog. So maybe if you need a frog illustration, let me know. I draw them much better now than when I was 3, but my mom knew it was a frog. So she said, you know what? I'm going to support you, and you will go to art camps, and we will go to museums. And we lived all over the world because we were military. And we were fortunate enough to be exposed to all the culture and the art. And when we came back to the States, it continued. So I really give a lot of shout outs to my parents who supported just the artistic life in us.
Awesome. So if somebody wants to see more of your art, how can they find you online?
Well, I'm now with a portrait society, so I do a portrait every week, a self-portrait every week. So all of those are on the Instagram page, along with a few grandchildren's pictures, because that's inevitable, right? I just on Facebook. Facebook has been a good go-to. I think people over 40 are using Facebook more than people under 40. And during the pandemic, it was a place where I met people I hadn't talked to in a long time, and they bought my artwork. I posted a drawing a day or a painting a day. And it was amazing. I raised money for different charities in town selling the work, and it was very gratifying. And I still taught on Zoom. I'm very familiar with that process, and made art videos for all my students all over the world. And it was a, you know, COVID was terrible, and the separation was not so great, as we know. But the way you focus on what makes you happy was the good part. And that was a chance to do art all day long.
Awesome. Well, you did beautiful work. We're super excited to have you as added to the team for that particular book. So super excited. Maybe we'll hit you some more for later. So Miss Diann.
Yes.
Super congratulations. Before we jump into yours, just a gentle reminder for those who are watching, make sure to comment. Once you comment, you're going to be entered into the Wheel of Names to win some of these amazing prizes. Miss Lydia, though, is getting ready to take off. So everybody say bye, Lydia.
Bye, Lydia.
Yeah, I love you. Okay. So, Miss Diann, tell us about the wonderful work of art that Miss Nancy created for you.
Oh my gosh. First of all, Nancy's correct. We go back, and we had hoped to have illustrated another book earlier, but life takes different steps and stories. And so when I came up with this particular book, I just couldn't think of anyone else that I would want to portray the story than Nancy. So I knew she was very busy. She knows Nancy. She is very well known in Austin and throughout Texas. So she's shy, but let me tell you, she's a beautiful spirit as well as an incredible professional artist. And I was worried that she might be too busy, or maybe the words wouldn't inspire her. When she said yes, I was just like, oh, thank you, Lord. And then, you know, she brought magic to the book. And I just want to share some of the pictures because, as Nancy alluded to earlier, this actually happened in our house. There was a nest built, and Nancy just captured this little bird who did not want to take off. And we actually have a video of the bird like falling back into the little nest going, I don't want to fly. But here's an example of, isn't that gorgeous with the eggs? And then, and like she said, it's so realistic. And here they are, they're hungry. And here's the mom and daddy watching the birds. I love
that this actually did take place and you had pictures for her to go off of. That's got to be helpful as an illustrator.
Nancy, would you like to answer that?
Sure. Oh yeah, because you want to have context for what you're doing, and that was one of the reasons I also wanted it to be more realistic, because I wanted to honor what actually happened with these birds. And yeah, you know, there's always imagination when you create your art, but to have the context for the book was very important to me, so I could get Diann's page flying, so to speak.
and here's the little bird. Look at that.
I love
Isn't
that.
Amazing.
That's probably one of my
amazing
favorites.
The detail is amazing.
I had a lot of fun doing some techniques on it in watercolor, and just, you know, because I wanted it to be a work of art, not just a cartoon or whatever.
You did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
It's nice. Very beautiful.
Thank you. And thank you, Diann, again.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Read it to my grandbabies.
Yes,
There you go.
it's going to be
Yeah,
neat.
right.
And I think all the kids in schools and teachers are going to appreciate it too, as well as parents, because as Lydia said, we all have these moments in life, no matter what age it is. Do we want to really walk through the door? But we're nervous about doing so. And so, but once we do and we take off and we're like, well, I don't know why I was so worried. You know, it's very inspirational. And I appreciate these birds giving me the story. So, and they came back to do another nest, by the way.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Really?
they did. Yeah, that was
A
kinda
Time to
cool.
Fly, Part 2.
That's right.
Hey, if
I
Tom
knew
Cruise
so.
can do it, if Tom Cruise can do it, right?
Right, there you go.
There you go.
Inspirational thing going.
Still got 30 years or so between.
So,
So, Miss Diann, what other books do you have out? We mentioned earlier that actually one of yours is Story Monster approved.
yes, I'm so honored. You know, as a former classroom teacher, I always took the Story Monster magazine to get ideas for great books to have. And as you can tell, I've been collecting children's books for a while. And so to think that one of my books, which is Texas Sister Press, A Song of Peace, made Story Monster approval is huge. And I'm very excited. And it was just in Arizona at one of their big book festivals, and it did very well. So
awesome.
A big shout out to Story Monsters for supporting me.
So people who want to find your books, how do they find you?
Sure, I'm on Amazon and as under Diann Floyd Boehm, and then my website, which is ticking across, and Diann Floyd Boehm, and it looks like Boehm. We just pronounce it Boehm, just to throw everybody off a little bit.
DiannFloydBoehm.com. All of these contacts are actually in the comments, so make sure to check those out and check out each one of the ones that are here today. So what are you giving away today?
Today, I'll be giving a hard copy of one of the very first 10 printed, which is huge, right? Hard copy of a Time to Fly. And the book's now available on Amazon as well as Kindle. We have a special going on right now on Kindle for 99 cents. So I'm very excited about that too.
Some people are like, they don't understand why we put our children's books on Kindles, but it's a lot easier for a parent to have the child like flip through the book that's on a Kindle.
Yes.
It's also a lot lighter, and the kid can feel free to go through the book backwards and forwards. And sometimes you just kind of want to try a book too to see if you're going to like it, and see if you want to get a bigger book. So there's just some ideas out there for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Are on ebook as well.
Yep.
So we'll come back to you in just a little bit. We're going to head over to Miss Cindi next. Again, for those who are watching, make sure to comment so that your name can be entered into the wheel of names, and we will spin at the end and make sure to see who's going to win all the cool prizes. Miss Cindi Flo, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you very much. And I am writing children's books actually because I was urged to do that by this Miss Diann Floyd Boehm. And so it was one of those things I said, oh, come on now, not me and things. And but she had met the horse, and she and I have known each other for years and years. And so she said, why don't you give it a try? You can do that. So I thought about it and I said, okay, I'll do that. And it's been just a real blessing to be able to try to write things that to help children through some struggles in their lives through the eyes of a horse. And Sandy Boy is a beautiful Palomino gelding, and he's a sweetie. And so he shares many things with me and asked me to share them with children. And I wanted to make sure that within the books there were places where he was actually posing questions and opening places for soft discussion between their parents, teachers, friends, to answer some of children's questions. And so the first one was about him coming to a new home. And so many children have issues coming to a new home, to a new school, making friends, will people like me, and going through those things. And Sandy Boy had the same thing when he moved to his new home. And then up here in Maine, of course, we have that white stuff. And so, I was appropriate to write a Christmas story about the blizzard at the barn and help to uncover some of the things about the true meaning of Christmas and the relationships that he had with all of his furry friends on the farm and everything. And so we're moving forward on another relationship-based book right now, and I'm pretty excited about this one coming out to really encourage young people to really care about one another and be patient with one another and take the time to help one another.
And that's going to be coming out in fall of 2022.
Yep, this fall.
Super excited. I love the fact that Sandy Boy is a real horse. And I also love the fact that, like, on your Facebook and your Instagram and stuff, that you actually post pictures of Sandy Boy so people can actually see this horse. You are a true horse lover. And I love that about you. I don't know how much he actually talks, but, you know, he's still really sweet.
You'd be surprised.
and Cindy and Sandy have won awards too. So
they have. So
Yeah,
what award have you won, Cindy?
Well, we've done dressage competitions together, and that's another thing that at my young age I thought I would not do, but I did. And so we have had a good time out in the ring and doing our test patterns and winning a few ribbons here and there. And so that was a fun time. And then last year he said to me, you know what? The fun is over. I've done it. Let's do something different. So now we're mostly doing trail riding and some beach riding and that type of thing, and coming up with more stories.
That's okay, as long as he keeps cranking them out. So they're really sweet and they're really cute. And your illustrator Judy does an awesome job in hers as well. We're happy to have you also as part of the Texas Sisters Press family. So what are you going to be giving away today?
Well, since I talked about the white stuff and it's so hot in so many parts of the country, a hardback copy of Sandy Boy and the Christmas Blizzard.
Yes. And plus Christmas is coming, so it's a great present for somebody to pass on to the little ones. But yes, it's a great way to also think cool.
Yes.
So,
as well as a beautiful story.
It is a very sweet story. I love it. So next on our list, we're talking to Mr. Bob May, author Bob May down there in the lower corner. Hey, Bob, how are you?
Good. Good.
Awesome. So again, while you guys are watching, make sure to comment if you haven't already in the comments so your name can be added to the Wheel of Names, which will be spinning at the end to see who gets all these wonderful prizes. So Mr. Bob May, tell us about yourself, what you write, and what you do.
Well, I've, like I said, I wrote an 87 book and how Billy Joe Bobtail met Texas Slim or the Great Jackrabbit Race. And I wrote an 88 book, which was Papa, PPA, and Elizabeth, the Bobtail Romance. And then I got elected in 1990 and was on the bench for 20 years. And I didn't think...
What? Because not everybody understands that reference.
What now?
Not everybody understands that reference. What were you elected to?
Oh, I was a Texas district judge handling both criminal and civil, trying to stay as far away from domestic as I could. But it was what's called a general jurisdiction court. So then about 3 years ago, my sister-in-law found the old books and said that she had read to her kids, and she read them to her grandkids. She found them in a closet. And she said, the grandkids loved them, so you ought to do some more. So I wrote this other one, I guess published it in March of this year. The Scary Storm with Big Bunny and Little Bunny, which is motivated by pushing Olive, my granddaughter, in a little, when she's about 1.5 years old, in a little buggy or thing. And we watched the little rabbits, little small rabbits we have here in Tennessee. And so the story just popped out to make a story about one bunny that was rejected because he was too big, and the other one was rejected because he was too little. But they became friends, and in the crisis of the great storm, they did great work. And so that's how that happened. And right now I'm working on an adult book that's kind of a love story between an old man and his tremendously spiritual and gifted granddaughter, and she asked him to write a memoir, and so that's going to have an interesting supernatural twist to it. But that's what I'm slowly getting. Yeah, I thought it was writer's block, but sometimes you have to let the characters and the situations develop to see the things that you need to put in a book to make it a complete novel. So I think I outlined it. I'm about ready to charge forward and make some pages. I wanted to say something about Nancy's work. I had in my first two books a illustrator, and he died last year of COVID and cancer. He had just gotten over cancer or in remission and caught COVID. So he kind of, so I just went ahead and illustrated my own. So I learned self-taught, but what I appreciate about yours, and I got this from Don, my old illustrator, is that you telescope in and telescope out. You have some that are at a distance, you have some that are mid-range, and you have some really neat close-ups. So I wanted to tell you, I thought that was, I don't know that all fine artists would understand that, to get that kind of variety of perspective in a children's book, but you did a great job of that.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I'm sorry for your loss. I think that when you're dealing with children's books as an illustrator and you're teaching children as a teacher, you realize that you can't do the same thing over and over again, or that book is not going to be on their hit parade.
Yeah.
You need to have their interest. You want to keep them guessing at least the first and second time they read the book. And then as soon as they've read it 20 times and they've memorized it, then, you know what I mean? But that's what I wanted to do, is just not make everything the same, but be the same little bird and family. But
I read my book to my little 3.5-year-old the other day, and she said, she calls me Bob. She said, Bob, could you put some giants in the story? So I just dropped back and added a few giants. But anyway, here's her favorite picture. I don't think you can see it very well, but well, let's see, down or up.
There you go.
These are the crying bunnies. They're lost in a blizzard, in a storm.
Mm-hmm.
See the tears.
No.
You see the little tears?
Yeah.
So it was a fun experiment. I know my weaknesses, so I know I'm not going to be up for any awards on illustrations or anything. But
cute.
It was still fun.
Pretty cute bunnies.
Yeah, you may, as time goes. I'm very proud of you for illustrating the first one by yourself. So good job.
Good job.
Good job. Great job.
How can people find your books online?
Well, you got authorbobmay.com's my website, or just author Bob May, and then you've got I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, of course, and that's where you find them. You buy them at Amazon, you can buy them at Barnes & Noble online, you can buy them at Walmart online, and about 8 other places that I've never heard of. And the prices vary wildly, so it just depends on the price and the shipping.
And that also depends on where you get them.
Yeah,
right. I don't know if they're pirated or not, but I just want to get them to a lot of kids. They're social and emotional learning books, like Cindy's is, and like Diann's are, and that's a big deal in early education, as you know, Natrix.
Yes, most definitely.
So I accidentally wrote social and emotional learning books. So
so what are you giving away today?
It depends on, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give away my Scary Storm. I thought about Papa and Elizabeth, but I'll give away Scary Storm unless somebody already has it. If whoever wins it on the dial, I'll let them choose between the Billy Joe Bobtail book. There it is. Or the Papa and Elizabeth book. And they can take their choice. Or if they don't choose, I'll just go ahead and give them the Scary Storm.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Again, if you're watching, make sure to comment and so your name can be entered into the wheel names that he mentioned, and we will spin it afterwards, find out who gets all of these amazing prizes. Next up is Mr. Natrix. Hey,
Thank
Natrix.
you. Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. I made it. Okay, so it's again Natrix, the author, the creator of the Peanut Butter and Jam series of children's books for ages 3 to 10 years old. Basically, the first book for my ages 5 to 10 is about friendship, different, I guess, social learning as well. Different scenarios for different situations. I wholeheartedly believe in the earlier you get literature to children, the better they get as they grow up. So, which is why I created the early reader series for ages 3 to 4. That's why it ranges from ages 3 to 10, because there is a series of children's books or early readers for ages 3 to 4. And then when they get past that, then you have the ages 5 to 10. And in the 5 to 10, they actually have a glossary in there. So what I've done is that there are words that are in the story as they're reading throughout, that if they can't understand it from the context of the story, they can actually look the words up in the back of the book, and they're highlighted in purple for the children to read. So,
and I love the idea of like going up through the level.
Yes. And I write in stair steps, so each book increases in the amount of pages and the amount of terms that are in the book.
That's awesome. So peanut butter and jam. I know that you're all over social media. I've seen like Otis and
Otis,
Otis, and is it Jolie?
Otis, Jolie, and Bonnie, which are all characters that are in the books.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then there's a cat. I can't remember the cat's name.
There is Bootsy the cat, named after Bootsy Collins, the bassist. So for you music aficionados out there, that's Bootsy Collins. You're right, that'd be Bootsy. And the beauty of going back to what they were saying before, for an illustrator, it's good for the illustrator to have references. So every picture, every pet that's in the book, that's an actual picture of the pet. So my illustrator had the opportunity to use that as a reference, and even the human characters as well, because human characters, they're loosely based on me and my wife's life with our pets and our experiences. That's what I have right there.
Awesome. So what are you giving away today?
So because, again, I believe in getting, words and literature to children as early as possible, I'm going to be giving away one of my early readers, the Vern the Cat. Start with the Vern the Cat Early Reader Series. And this one focuses on AT and AS blends. So not only do you get sentence building, you get word lists, as well as you get coloring sheets, which are, hold on, right here. So you got coloring sheets. So each picture that's in there, there's a coloring sheet for each one.
Awesome. So now how can people find you online? Because you don't have a website. You have like a linked tree that I've had.
Oh, right. So I don't have I have a website that's currently being built, and it should be up soon. But basically, I'm on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. As far as Instagram, Peanut Butter and Jam 2017. TikTok at PB Jam Tales, where you'll see the adventures of Otis. I am also on Facebook, Peanut Butter and Jam. And again, the link tree, if you click on that link tree link, it'll take you to everything. And I also have a YouTube channel, the Peanut Butter and Jam channel, which again is for all the children. There's some shorts on there, and I've done some readings, as well as I have a podcast on Anchor, the Peanut Butter and Jam podcast. So there's some stories on there too.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited. Diann,
Awesome.
you've done an amazing job. Nancy, you did good bringing the story to life. It was a beautiful job. So now is the fun time.
Yes.
It's time to spin the wheel.
Okay.
So let's see if I can actually share the screen correctly and see what we got here. Okay. Let me know when y'all can see it.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to go from the top. So we'll start with the paperback of Cruising and Races. Again, if any of you guys that are in this window with us, if you know this person, please let me know so we can get their physical addresses, because all of these take physical addresses. So this is for the paperback of Chief and Sarge's Cruising and A Day at the Races, A Lesson in Friendship. And that is going to, looks like Julie DiCarlo.
Hello.
Who knows Julie DiCarlo? Anybody know Julie DiCarlo?
I do.
Who is that?
Nancy knows her.
Okay, awesome. Nancy can get me your address, and I will get that sent out to you. Congratulations.
I have to say, I taught her children, both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Art, that's awesome.
Yes. Art. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so next we're going to go down to Lydia's, because hers is a choice. So we're going to hit that one next. You have a choice between the audiobook of The Nightmare King or one of her little reader paperbacks, either Granny or Derek, Bobby, Billy are all in one. So let's see who gets that one. Looks like Abby Dittman.
That's also a friend of mine.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Abby and Julie.
I had good people. Good people. Actually, I was gone out of town, so I'm sorry that I didn't get more people. I put it on Facebook just about
That's
2 hours ago.
You did great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Miss
Fine.
Abby, I need to know whether you want the audiobook for The Nightmare King, which is a middle grade reader, or whether you would want the little reader for either Granny or Derek, Bobby, and Billy, or a single one. So let me know which ones you want, hopefully in the comments. Next one is going to be, since Diann, no, not Diann's, Bob's is another one that's a choice. We're going to go ahead and jump to Bob's real quick. You have a choice between a paperback of Papa and Elizabeth, the Bobtail Romance. You have The Races, or the paperback of Scary Storm. Correct, Bob?
Right.
Okay, here we go. That way it'll give us time to make sure that the person has a chance to answer. Patricia Swanson. Does anybody know her?
Yeah.
Somebody does know her or doesn't know her.
I know a Patricia Swanson. I'm trying to think if it's the same one. My goodness.
Yay. Thank you, Patricia.
Does
Well,
anybody?
she can choose whichever one she wants. You have a way to get in touch with her, CJ?
This is Patricia Swanson's Facebook profile. Does anybody know her?
I know a Patricia Swanson, but does somebody else
Yay.
know?
I have a lot of Facebook friends that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Okay, Patricia, let's do this the easy way. Patricia, you can email me at cjpetersonwrites@yahoo.com and let me know. Yes, Cindy, it's yours. Or get a hold of Cindy and let her know, we need your physical address and which book that you want. So, or the audiobook or the paperbacks. Okay. So that's Patricia Swanson. I'm marked with Cindy.
And Patricia's a pre-K teacher in Austin, so she'll love it.
Awesome.
Right.
So next we're going to go to Cindy. Cindy's Sandy Boy and the Christmas Blizzard. That is going to Trevor.
Yay, Trevor.
All right, Trevor.
I think I might know who that is. Yay. Congratulations, Trevor. And then we're going to head over to... Okay, let's see. I think we'll do Natrix's first, and whoever doesn't win that gets Diann's hardback, A Time to Fly. So we're going to do Natrix's early reader of Vern the Cat. That is going to... Look at this. Everybody gets a prize. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Everybody's a winner.
James.
James.
James, good job.
Yay, James.
I will get that.
And I just want to let you know, James, that I will be signing the book. So any prize you win from me, I'd actually sign it for you. So you get an actual little message in there from the author.
Awesome. I am going to go ahead and spin this just so Morgan can see her name. That was really cool. Hardback of A Time to Fly by Diann Floyd Boehm.
Yay.
Come on.
Right.
Everybody's a winner. That's the beauty of this.
Yes.
So
Love it.
to go over it again, Julie DiCarlo is going to be getting a paperback of multi-award-winning Cruising by Chief and Sarge, as well as a paperback of the international award-winning Day of a Lesson in Friendship. And then Abby Dittman is going to be getting a hold of Nancy to find out if she wants the audiobook of The Nightmare King or the little reader of the Granny is one, or Derek, Bobby, and Billy is another. So you need to let her know. Cindy Flo's hardback of Sandy Boy and the Christmas Blizzard. Yes, I'm pretty excited about it. Goes to Trevor Delasor. Morgan is going to be getting, and I know her too, by the way, that's mine. Is going to be getting the hardback of A Time to Fly by Diann Floyd Boehm and illustrated by Miss Nancy Hoover. And then the paperback, Mr. Patricia Swanson. You need to tell us which paperback you want, whether you want the Scary Storm or Papa and Elizabeth Romance, or the Bobtail Races. You have a choice between one of three. So you need to let us know which one you want on that. And then Natrix, Vern the Cat is going to Mr. James Hill. Also another one of mine. So really quickly, we're going to go around. I'm going to start with Lydia's since she's not here. To find Lydia's books, you can go to mannwrites.com. That's MANNWRITES.com. She was also a multi-award winning author. If you're looking for mine, for big people and little people, I'm cjpetersonwrites.com. That's cjpetersonwrites.com. Let's see what we got. Patricia wants Scary Storm.
Okay. You'll get me her address.
Yeah, Patricia, make sure to email it to me, or Cindi will get it emailed to me. And so now we have Ms. Diann Floyd Boehm. How do they find you online? What is your
Sure. You can go to diannfloydboehm.com, DIANNFLOYDBOEHM.com.
Awesome. And the famous illustrator for the evening, Miss Nancy Hoover. How can people find you online? I'm trying to find it. There it is.
You can find me on Instagram at Nancy_Hoover or on Facebook, Nancy Hoover.
Awesome. And Miss Cindi, give me just a quick second while I try to find yours. I like to have them up as you're saying them, and I can't. It's too much going on in here. Cindi, go for it while I'm trying to find it.
You just find me at cindyflowrights.com.
There we go. CINDILOWWRITES.com. And then Mr. Author Bob May, what's yours?
What's my what now?
Website?
AuthorBobMay.com.
I love it.
AuthorBobMay.com.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then Natrix.
I can't follow that, you know. No, I'm on Linktree. I'm on all the social media platforms, everything. But the Linktree most definitely gives everything in one place.
And all of these are listed within the comments for Facebook as well as for YouTube. In the meantime, Diann and Nancy, congratulations. Super exciting.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
And we had a great time. Looks like everybody won prizes. Make sure to check out Diann's book, A Time to Fly. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Nook, iTunes. It's all
over.
Out there.
Fine.